Dear viewers, I'd like to welcome Father Leke Ngolefac to our wonderful
Regular.
regular interviews. So this is the fifth interview we're having with Father, and we're happy to welcome him. Father, welcome.
Thank you, George.
How are you? No, I'm doing fine, and you?
Very fine.
Oh,
we thank God
I'm happy
for
to hear that.
life and health.
I'm happy to hear that, Father.
Thank you.
Dear viewers, we have a very interesting topic today: masturbation. It's a term that many people avoid talking about, but we are very happy to have Father Leke, who is happily going to elucidate to us, to enlighten us what it is and how we can avoid it. So, Father, let's get going.
Okay.
Let's get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
For some of our viewers who have never even heard of this word, how can you tell them what masturbation is?
Yeah, George. Masturbation is comes from a Latin word, manus.
Manus, hand.
Which is hand.
Okay.
Yeah. This masturbation is the act of using the hand to pleasure yourself, to reach orgasm.
Okay.
Yes, for both males and female. And masturbation here will mean for the male using the hand to reach orgasm with his penis.
Okay.
And for the female also using the hand to reach orgasm through surely the vagina.
The vagina.
I don't suppose to master the female abdomen or whatever sexual organs, but I'm sure it's using the hand
Exactly, because
to reach orgasm with the vagina.
with the vagina.
Yeah.
So, Father, when would people do that, by the way?
Yeah, well, every human being has the sexual desires.
Is there?
Yeah, the sexual desire is there for every human being. We are sexual beings.
Yeah.
So at times, from time to time, somebody may feel the urge to have sex.
Okay.
And maybe the opportunity of having sex is not there, and the person thinks of pleasuring himself or herself, and therefore that might lead to masturbation. So different reasons, depending on the individual, can lead to masturbation. Masturbation, yeah, is called several names.
Okay.
Yeah, some call it self-pleasuring, masturbation, yeah, self-erotism. Some we call it self-erotism. Some even call it self-abuse. Self-abuse.
Yeah.
Yes. Some call it is also referred to as auto-erotism.
That's true.
Yes. So which means all is the self trying to have sexual pleasure.
Yes, I've heard a lot of people who have commented about this, and some have said, I don't know what you would say about this, some have said that, well, it doesn't affect anybody, it's them.
Yeah.
And I always tell them, is that not egoism? Because you're only doing it for yourself. What would you comment on such statement?
Yeah, as we have said already, the definition is said already.
It's self. Good.
Auto-erotism, self-pleasuring, it's all the self. Yeah, the fact that it doesn't affect somebody, I'm sure they're talking the case of sin. That because it doesn't affect somebody, it should not be considered a sin. Yes. But they are mistaken, obviously, because sin is not because it affects someone. No, that's not sin.
That's not sin.
Sin it is because it goes against the moral law. Something which the Creator has prohibited. That is sin. Okay. You go against the law, just like the government law has said, when it is red, don't cross. You cross.
You are against the law.
If you are against the law, it doesn't affect anybody. There might be no car in
exactly.
Yes, it's not affect. But if you cross it, if you breach that law, you pay a fine
for it
because you have committed a crime. So it's the same. Sin is not because it must not affect somebody. There are sins that affect only you because you are not the owner of your body. That's what
That's the point.
people fail to understand.
That's the point.
We are not ours. We do not belong to ourselves. We didn't create our bodies. So our bodies belong to the Creator. So He has given rules and regulations. He's a moral lawgiver on how to use sexuality.
Okay.
And so when you go against it, what is prohibited by the Creator, it becomes sin. So whether it affects you or another person. So it affects you, it's sinful. If not, then smoking affects you.
Well, I think it
affects you.
And it also affects
It may. Because if I'm sitting in my house alone and I'm smoking, it doesn't affect another person. It's affecting me. So in the first place, smoking affects.
That's a good example.
Yes. And also, alcohol drinking affects you. When you drink alcohol, does it affect me?
Except you start shouting and disturbing the
At all, no, first of all, the first person alcohol destroys is the individual who is drinking it.
No, it's a very practical example.
Yeah, so you drink alcohol, the first destruction, it takes place against the individual who drinks. It destroys your kidney or your liver, your health, and so on. Same thing with smoking. Same thing with drugs. These things do not affect another person. It is affecting you. It is on the second level that it can affect another person. Yeah. So you will not term that not sinful because it doesn't affect some other person. So it's a limitation of way of reasoning.
Okay.
Yes.
So what did you say about the scientists? Because I've read some articles, some doctors trying to prove that masturbation is not bad in some cases.
Yes, for unbelievers, for someone who doesn't believe in God, everything goes. Because for the person, there is no moral lawgiver. There is no authority.
That's true.
He's not answerable to anybody. I hope you understand me.
I'm getting you. Because the scientists, they only believe in themselves.
No, there are some scientists who believe in God. We don't generalize. So, some scientists are believers. Yeah. They know that
their own.
There is the Creator and they are answerable to the Creator. Yeah. Some don't. So not only scientists, there are psychologists, other people who medical doctors. So you don't only call scientists as if scientists were the only people who were no. Okay. So you have in the field of medicine, there are medical doctors who don't believe in God. There are psychologists who don't believe in God. There are other, so it's always divided. So you don't generalize. It's not as if a particular profession has unbelievers and other have believers. No. Okay. Even in church, there are bishops who are unbelievers.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's true. That's a very important.
So there are people, scientists, psychologists, doctors, who claim that masturbation is profitable. It's not harmful. Yes, it's profitable. So, and they even say that it is beneficial for those who do it. So that if you don't do it, you may have, they call it prostate cancer.
Exactly.
Those are theories. Because you have people who have been having sex all their life since they got married, and yet they have prostate cancer. So what explanation do you give to that? People who have been married for the past 40 years, they've been having sex
every day,
but they end up at the age of 60, 70 having prostate cancer. So you cannot say that it's because they're not having sex. Then you see others who have lived a celibate life all through their life. They don't have any prostate cancer. 80, 90, they die, there is no prostate cancer. So those are theories which are
not facts.
Are not facts, yeah. Mm-hmm. But the truth is that masturbation is a prohibited act.
For those
from the Creator. For everybody, it's prohibited by the Creator. So you could go on doing it, but it doesn't mean that it's allowed. Stealing is prohibited. Now it doesn't mean that if you go and do it, you can still steal.
Exactly.
But it's prohibited.
It's prohibited, it's not correct.
It's not correct. So masturbation can never be correct. Because it doesn't fulfill the purpose of sex. The Creator has created sex for a purpose. And once you don't fulfill that purpose, then it becomes evil. Yeah, because you're not working in the purpose of sex. Sex and masturbation is a self-sex.
That's true.
and sex was not meant for
Meant
the
for
individual.
the individual. You mentioned a very important
Yeah,
thing.
it's not only meant for pleasure. Remember, sex has the first goal of sex to glorify God.
God.
There is pleasure involved,
Yeah.
and it is also meant for the other spouse, for the
Exactly.
spouse, yeah, and for procreation.
Procreation.
But all of this, masturbation doesn't fulfill.
Doesn't fulfill.
Yeah, only pleasure does masturbation has.
I'm very happy you mentioned, because many people or some of our viewers will be saying, well, you have really precise that the fact that people can continue doing it does not make it right.
At all.
You know, I tell people always say, it's right, no. So it's clear.
No,
that
you have the free will.
you have
You have
freedom
freedom to choose.
but it's
From the
clear.
Creator's law, yeah. But the fact that you do something all the time, the fact that you're a stealer, you're a thief,
Does not mean.
doesn't mean that it's correct. No. Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that I've been very clear. That I've been clarified that
Yeah.
it's self-erotism.
Mm-hmm. There are also consequences of masturbation.
That was where I was
Which some
going.
people don't know.
That's where I was going to
Once you
start.
once you start masturbation, it becomes an addiction.
Difficult to stop.
Yeah, difficult to stop. You become a slave to it. So you see already it has a terrible consequence.
Yeah, I've heard of marriages which are.
Yes. So masturbation enslaves.
Okay.
It's an addiction that makes you become at times powerless to stop. And it can take some people years and decades to be able to stop. And some people finally never ever stop because it becomes powerless in front of masturbation. And even when they get married,
it affects the
they
marriage.
continue. Not only that it affects the marriage, they continue doing it, and at times it destroys the marriage. So it is done even by single people and married people. It's not only by single people.
Okay.
Or young people. It's done by the old, married, single, whatever. If you have become addicted to it, it's a terrible thing.
I've heard a lot about
Yes.
marriage.
There are marriages that are broken because of masturbation. Because once the person masturbates, doesn't have any desire any longer
For the wife.
for the wife,
Fulfill
for the husband. Yes, there are some women who will not want to have sex with their husband because they are masturbating. Or a man who has masturbated will not more have the desire to have sex with his spouse because he has masturbated.
So dear viewers, I think there's a point here, a very important point.
Another negative consequence of
Yes.
masturbation is that it can lead to impotence. Impotency.
Okay, that means
Yes.
you will not have.
You cannot have a reaction. No, you may have the desire for sex, but you cannot sustain an erection.
Okay.
Yes, for long.
It's
It's when they have become chronic. It destroys the ability of the person to have an erection or to sustain an erection. That is leading to impotence. Yes.
That's serious.
It's serious, but many people don't know. Because when they begin at the young age, 12, 13, 14, 15, they can do it for many years before it finally leads to that impotent state.
Okay.
And they don't know. So they have been doing for 5, 7 years, they are still okay. And they say, no, it's okay, there's nothing wrong with it. But as years go by, the impotency can set in. Mm-hmm. So it has serious consequences that many people don't take because it comes gradual and it takes a lot of time, only when it is really chronic. Yeah.
So until it happens, then.
Until it happens, before many people believe. If it doesn't happen, they take it lightly.
Okay.
Yeah. And they say, oh, it relieves them from stress and all that.
Mm-hmm. Nature is there is a saying about nature that God always forgives. Nature, man sometimes forgives, and nature never forgives.
Exactly. Nature, when you go against nature, at times you can be forgiven, but at times no.
Right.
Because you cannot correct at times what you have destroyed.
Because
It's nature. It was not.
Created.
Yeah, and it was meant to function in a particular way. You have distorted its functioning, so it's going to be destroyed someday. And when it is destroyed, there's nothing you can do about it. So it's just like your eye. Your eyes are meant to see.
Yeah.
If I use a stone and I pierce it, that may be the end of your seeing.
I can have another artificial eye, but it will never function as the natural one.
And you may not be lucky to even see it.
Exactly.
It may be blind, yeah. Nothing like even artificial. There may not be any possibility.
Can you imagine?
Yes. So that is it.
So, Father, are there any more consequences of masturbation? You mentioned two very important negative.
Yeah, the two greatest dangers of it as its addiction. You become powerless to stop it. Even when you want to stop it, there will be no moral force to do it.
Okay.
And secondly, it can lead to impotency when it is chronic. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, Father, what are the ways in which somebody can come out of this?
Like every other bad habit.
Yeah, this bad habit.
Yeah, like every other bad habit, masturbation can be stopped. First of all, by willpower.
Willpower. That means, Father, can you break it down?
Willpower here that you must be extremely determined to put an end to it, to stop it. Yes. That is when you will have the urge to masturbate. You will say no, and you will stand by it and not do it, no matter what. Because it doesn't kill. Sexual urge doesn't kill. After some time, the sexual urge dies down. Even when you have an erection. If you just need to control yourself and change your mindset, it goes down.
Totally.
Yes, so it is not, it cannot, if you don't do it, you will not die.
So everything's in the mind.
It's in the mind. Therefore, as I say, what the first thing is
determination.
Willpower. Don't forget it. Willpower, which includes determination then. If you are determined there is no willpower, you go back to it.
Okay.
Yes. So you must have the willpower to decide that I am putting an end to it. Because no other person can
do it for you. That's very interesting, Father. That's quite interesting.
Then other flow from this. Every other thing flows from this willpower and determination. So to stop, see, it is your hand doing it.
Yes.
Because with this, without your hand, masturbation cannot take place. Which would mean you must make the decision never to send your hand and touch your private parts, except when you are bathing.
It's a serious thing to do.
Yes, it's simple and yet serious. Yes. Because if you have an erection, you have the urge to masturbate, and you don't use your hand, there's no day when masturbation is going to occur. Yes. So you make the decision never to touch your private parts with your hand. Because if the hand doesn't go there, there's no masturbation. You can have the erection after some time, it will go down. It cannot last forever.
No, it can't.
It cannot. So it will go down eventually.
Okay, so this is very important.
Yes.
Self-determination.
Never to touch your private part with the hand, as I said, because the hand is the cause of it.
Interesting.
Yes.
So dear viewers, this is quite interesting.
Then another thing is you must renew the mind. Since the battle
is in the mind.
Is in the mind, takes place in the mind. All what you're doing comes from the mind. So when you have won the battle in the mind, you will not do it. If you have not won the battle in the mind, you will do it. If the desires defeat you in the mind, that is when your hand goes on to do it.
Okay.
Yes. But when you have won the battle in the mind, your hand will not go anywhere. And so there will be no masturbation. So if you renew your mind, here means you must change what you set your mind on. Because most people they have the desire for masturbation because their mind is directed to pornography. To sexual fantasies, or to when they watch some films.
That's true.
Then they have erotic films or films which have erotic scenes. Then they have erection. Then their bodies are having that feeling. And the next thing is what? They put their hand and want to masturbate. So the mind and what you see, if you control those things, then you avoid masturbation. If you don't see pornography, you don't see erotic films, you will hardly even be moved by sexual desires. Yes. It will be hard for you to have erection. So you have it sparingly, and therefore you don't have masturbation. So the mind must be renewed, and what you see or watch. Yeah. So you must put aside pornography if you are the kind that watches it.
Yeah.
You must stop watching films that have erotic scenes, so that your mind doesn't linger on those things. Avoid sexual fantasies. Another method to stop it is if you are the type that does it in the night or early in the morning.
Okay.
Because at night many people have erections.
Yes.
And early in the morning. Then you must put on dresses that will make undressing a bit difficult. So that you can avoid it.
Interesting.
Yes. You must know the choices of trousers to put on before you sleep. You must avoid sleeping naked.
Okay.
You must avoid sleeping just with pants or shorts. You could decide to start sleeping with very serious jeans.
I see many people who have done that.
Yes. Because when you are determined to stop something, you have to take also serious measures, drastic measures and stringent measures. If you want to overcome something and you are taking lightly, that means you are joking. That means you are not ready. You're not ready to overcome it.
No, the consequences there, viewers.
Yeah, and these are the ones you do which are physical. Now, you now have to also include prayers.
Okay.
When you have become a slave to a habit, you need also to pray for grace to overcome that habit. Because without prayer at times, on your own, may seem to be so overwhelming and difficult. Yes. So prayers is also, you must be able to commit your temptations, your addictions to God. So that the grace of God can help you and sustain you and give you the grace and assist you, because grace means God's assistance. So that you can come out of it. So then you must read the Word of God.
The Word of God.
The Word of God is so powerful. The Word of God. God directs us. The Word of God trains us for holiness. And once you read it too, you are renewing your mind.
Exactly.
And you are gaining other spiritual elements to fit your mind, to grant you courage and fortify you on the right path to take. The Word of God is a lamp for our steps and a light for our paths.
Thank you very much, Father, for this, not only elucidating the consequences, negative, but also giving some solutions to this. Very concrete solutions. The mind.
Yes, you must renew the mind.
Renew the mind.
Avoid the hand touching your private parts. Know the kind of clothes you wear when you go to bed, because that is where it happens most often.
Okay.
Or when you are bathing, make sure you don't create fantasies. Okay. Avoid pornography and films, erotic films, or films with erotic scenes. And prayers and instill yourself in the Word of God.
Thank you very much, Father, for this wonderful insight on this very, very important topic, which many people don't take it serious.
So, and yet it is the most common sexual sin.
It's the most common sexual sin, and it is destroying so many marriages.
Destroying so many lives.
So we cannot be quiet about it. Some of you might ask us, what is our concern about it?
It's destroying so many lives.
Destroying many lives. That's why we are concerned about it.
A lot of people are in bondage. A lot of people come to me telling me their battle with masturbation, which they are unable to overcome even after so many years.
So, dear viewers, let's try to follow some of the directives Father has mentioned, some for those who are going through this very difficult sexual perversion.
Sexual sin.
Okay, it's a sin.
Sexual sin.
It's a sin, as Father had elucidated.
Yeah. Sexual sin, sexual deviation.
So, we hope to invite Father again in the future if you have another interesting topic to present to you. Thank you very much, Father, for coming.
Thank you, George.
Hope to see you again.
God bless you.
Thank you for your availability and your openness
Thank
in
you.
discussing topics like this.
Thank you.
Many people feel ashamed. I say, but why should people feel
Why
ashamed?
feel ashamed? We are all sexual beings.
Good.
So we can't be ashamed because everyone is a sexual being.
So I'm very happy in your openness to discussing topics like this.
We thank God.
Hope to see you again, Father.
Exactly.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thanks for coming.
God bless you.
And have a safe trip back.
Thank you.